live for a moon day. I would say new day energy.
New Year's?
Pretty much. We're about to go into some new shit, that's for sure.
Is tomorrow New Year's?
It's coming. I'll be coming around the mountain when it comes. Who am I? The High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru. Where are those ones? Evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger God, first child of God, the Lilith reincarnated. In order to keep up with me, you had to see when I posted my community page, anything in my latest live video, and anything in my shorts. Deep breath, everyone. For those of you that have been with me since the summer, you got an intro to astrology. You got a crash course, a really deep one, into astrology. So we're going to go deeper in that. For nobody that was here, for all of you that weren't there for that, you're about to get a crash course in astrology. Really? Yeah. How deep? Well, all of that was leading up to something. Everything I was learning through Metatron was, and it's not like you leave those stages. You take that knowing to where you're going. Ooh, write that down. Where are we going? I don't know. So let's start with in my community page, I posted that out of nowhere, I was guided to go to the spiritual store and go get some books. I knew I was going to get this book. I should have got it back in October, but when I went to get it, something told me, and I remember having the conversation with the man. Something was like, you need something more, because inside of here, there's like so many wasted pages because it talks about little arts and crafts. It talks about creative like food projects and entertaining and all of this fucking entrees and stuff to honor each, all of the pagan rituals and dates and this and that. It's like, it's very loaded. And all I wanted out of it and all I ever go into there for is just the planetary movement. I just like the calendar in there. So I wanted something more calendaristic. And he had showed me this. But also that it didn't start till the beginning of the year. So I decided not to make that purchase, and I was going to get this before the beginning of the year. But when I got there, I couldn't remember what book it was, and I didn't recognize this book. So I knew I was going to get this book because this is very informative to me. Why? We've been using them for 3 years. They're only good for 1 year. And it tells us moon ceremonies. It tells us what's going on in the energy, right? It was just a basic guide to how the planets were moving and what was going on in the specific dates. But it would leave out a lot of information. That's where I'm like, I didn't see this coming. I did not see this coming. What makes Steve's Love Tarot pretty accurate is he works off of the planetary movement. That's how our lives are already written. You want to break the G code, it's right there. The planets are on track. You can't push them to go any faster. You can't do anything about that. Now, as they stay on this track and they rotate around us, that's the opportunity to catch, these waves, these gates, these portals, these entryways into higher conscious knowing and understanding. And it just gives us basic understanding of what the fuck is going on around us in our reality. It's always these, oh, I told you so moments. The more precise you can get to understanding how the planets move outside of us, you understand what they're doing inside of us and around us. That's why everything is so dictated, because we move with the planets. Really? Promise. The more we start understanding the planets and when they're in certain locations, the more we understand how we can fine tune this particular week or day or month magically. Use it to our advantage. And that's what we do. So for example, I'm like, it's the new moon, or it's the full moon, and I don't even know what full moon, what we're supposed to be focusing on, because I would use this as a simple direction to do so. Then we've got this one. This is intense. Really? This is the next level. We went from baby food to motherfucking meat and potatoes real quick. That's what we call that. Really? I don't know. It's an American saying. Maybe it doesn't even come from America, to be honest, because none of us are truly American. Let's go back to this. So I'm going to read you. I used to read them, I'd keep up with them all month. People that have been with me for multiple years have seen me pull one out. They're always, great and shit, whatever. They're useful, definitely, because we can keep an eye on what's going on in the energy. Just another way to see another layer of energy that's going around us. There's many layers of energy. I just spend all time looking through the layers of time and space that affect us and what's coming next. It's not so much psychic abilities, it's just predictability based on the flow of where everything's flowing. Really? Yeah. Somewhat scientific, if you will. All right, so I jumped into this book right away and I got to exactly what I said. Look at this. Which could have read a bunch, but there's a lot of this wasted shit. Like, let me show you. From Yule, right? So from Christmas to New Year's, look at all these pages of fucking extra bullshit. That's what I mean. I wanted something a little bit more useful. Really? Yeah. So what does it go over? All kinds of bullshit, bro. It's something you get your wife. I don't know. Seriously? I mean, seriously. Very traditional shit. It's like a cookbook and some more shit. All right, let's just talk about the New Year's magic that is right around the corner. As we move into the New Year's, many people will feel a natural urge to set intentions and make fresh starts. Holy shit, I gotta tell you what happened as I had this fucking vision. Oh my God, it just happened and I totally spaced it. Really? So spaced it. I was preparing for my teaching and then it happened. And then it happened. What happened? I was having this whole intention. It's like, all right, I'm ready to manifest a new man. It worked before, it can work again. I just need to not be afraid to do the work. Realistically, if you haven't noticed, I'm almost scared to manifest because it comes so, remember that last job? That was so mushy. That was a mushy motherfucker. That's like you get a blender and you put all this great shit in it. You think it's going to taste great. And now it's gross and you have to drink it. No, you can't waste it. You put all that good shit in there. It's going to be good for you. Who cares how it tastes? Oh, man. Realistically, yeah. So anyways, I was sitting in my car. No, I wasn't. I was sitting I was not. I was sitting under the candle, my wedding candle, and I was burning an incense. I was watching, I don't know what I was doing, to be honest. I think I was watching a movie. Who knows? It came to me and it was like, all right, are you ready to manifest a man? I was like, oh man. And I was like, all right, whatever. So I changed the subject in my head and I get up and I put my shit in my car and I hear someone, hey, how are you? I'm like, what? And I look back and guess who it is, dude? It's the dude. What dude? The dude. The secret admirer dude that moved out, but just seems to always be here. Why? Because his family lives here still. It's a long story. I'm like, oh man, here comes the dude. And it's funny because I know what the universe is doing. They're trying to, nudge. I was like, yeah, that was a gut punch. Realistically, yeah, because it's a funny thing. You have to know the story. The dude carries a funny energy and it makes me giddy. And so I'm supposed to manifest a guy and I turn around and there's this guy that makes me giddy. And it's supposed to be fueling the fire of this whole situation. And so as we start with these new beginnings, that's what we're supposed to be doing. It's a natural urge to set intentions and make fresh starts. For those who practice magic, this can be a powerful time for cleansing rituals and spell work focused on manifesting desires for the coming year. The concept of the New Year's resolution can be done with a magical twist. On the night of New Year's Eve, light a white candle and ground and center your energy. Shuffle a deck of cards and pull one card for each of the 12 months ahead. Somebody write this down. This is what we're doing. What are you doing? I'm doing a prediction. You want to sit in? It'll be a live prediction. From January 26th to December 26th. Really? Reflect. See, this is what I mean. They tell you shit to do. Yeah, they give you shit to do. You can cook some shit too. They'll tell you all kinds of shit to do. I don't be in it like that. On each of these cards and associate that energy with the corresponding month. On a piece of paper, write down an affirmation or a resolution that aligns with the energy of each card. That means if you take on that energy and you get like a 3 of Swords for the month of February, you're just going to be all heartbroken all February. I mean, be careful on what energy you claim. Like if you're like, "Ugh, I hope that doesn't happen to me," say, "No, that's not going to happen to me." If you don't want to claim that energy, do not claim that energy. No, that's not about to happen to me. Realistically, don't take what resonates and leave the rest, is what the motherfuckers tell you. Don't put on this fucking idea, because then you're going to wear that motherfucker. It's going to be your reality. Really? Really? Then, at the stroke of midnight, burn your paper safely in a fireproof bowl or cauldron and allow the flames of transformation to send your resolutions into the universe. You know what I was really thinking? I really was thinking as I was sitting there under the candlelight. I was like, I hate that thought. Is this ever going to end? It's like, I'm grateful and all, but is this ever going to end? And then the next thing was like, oh, I got to manifest someone else in, bro. I got to do this. And that's kind of, it could have been the thing is like, you know what I mean? I got to take action. I got to do what I can do on my end, because I really don't put no effort into being with a man. No, not really. I just be laughing at the universe every time they send me one. That didn't work. Try again. How about no? Really? Yeah. See, the problem is, and I know what it was, and I know what it is, and I got to work on this, is that I was asking for someone like me. Well, when you're asking from that state of mind, then you're going to get someone in that state of mind. And then I got all these broken pieces of me, these Reese's pieces, broken pieces of me in another man. I need to focus my intentions quite comfortably to where I want someone who aligns with the woman that I'm becoming. Damn, that's good. Write that down. Holy Spirit, you want to hear some shit? That's what I want. I want a man that aligns with the woman that I'm becoming. Because obviously I'm still not fully there. I'm very childish and we're working on it. But I want that man. And I'm honest enough to admit that don't bring him until I've become at least worthy of what he deserves. And I'll leave it at that. Really? Yeah. I'm becoming a better woman. I don't want a man that's on my level now, because I'm going to jump this level. I'm going to jump you, bro. Be dancing around you. I want a man that aligns with the woman that I am becoming. I'm becoming her quite quickly. And I don't want him to come before I'm ready for him, because I don't want to fuck this up. That's all. God bless. Amen. Realistically, yes. Your likes and your wants and your needs and your desires change over time. As you become more of your higher self, you're less desirable of such things. You're less needy for such things. Your interests change. Your way of life just absolutely changes. Really? Yeah. I'm going to write that down. That's my affirmation. And I can write in these books because they're my motherfucking books. If you write it, it means it's putting it in stone. I'm manifesting a man that aligns with the woman I'm becoming. That's perfect. And you have to add on that extra part. Why? For protection, so you don't self-sabotage, so you don't fuck this up. I'll reword that. We'll put the pen down. Okay, move on. On a piece of paper, write down an affirmation or resolution that aligns with your energy. That's what I'm saying. I'm manifesting a man that aligns with the woman that I'm becoming. And I ask that he doesn't arrive until I can honor, and that he doesn't arrive Hold on, I'll tell you what I wrote. All right, and that he doesn't arrive until I am worthy of honoring him in the same way. There. Protection for us both. Realistically, you don't want the man of your dreams to catch you and you're not ready, catch you off guard. How about that? And leave it up to fate. Tell him what you want and, put it at the right time. Okay, anyways, new moons or new year moons. The first full moon of 2026 falls in Cancer on January 3rd. Cancer energy is all about emotions, home, nurturing, making this a great time for self-care and emotional healing. That's kind of all we've been doing. A lot of Four of Swords. I told you just that. I've been gutting out my house, doing stuff like that, self-care. Or doing some divination work. It's a moment to check in with your feelings and set intentions for emotional well-being in the year ahead. Late in the month, on January 18th, we have a new moon in Capricorn. This is an excellent time for setting serious, long-term goals. New moons are a time to plant the seeds of your intention, and the Capricorn energy is all about discipline and hard work. So any intentions you set now have a good chance of manifesting if you put in the effort. Well, if you consider it, it's on the 18th. I start all of my computer training the week before. So then after I finish that, I'll have direction. Really? Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Now is a great time to wear crystals like garnets or onyx to enhance focus and determination while aligning with Cap energy. Finally, we round out the lunar period with a full moon in Leo, February 1st. Whoosh. Leo's energy is bold, creative, and confident. This moon encourages us to step into our power, express ourselves authentically, and celebrate our unique gifts. I don't know shit about Leos, dude, but I can see them on the radar. They are always on the radar as some kind of toxic they have toxic traits or toxic stories or something. They're on the toxic radar. Really? Yeah. Prove me wrong, Leos. It's a wonderful time for creative projects. I don't know if I know one, but I'm telling you from the words. I've been, you know what I mean? I don't study them. I haven't dealt with them, but as soon as I say some shit, they'll bring one in. Just like I said about Virgos and shit. Oh, now I'm surrounded by the motherfuckers. It's a wonderful time for creative projects, self-love rituals, or anything that allows you to shine your light brightly. Throughout this whole period from Yule to Leo full moon, there is a beautiful progression of energy. We start with the quiet introspection of winter, move through the ground goal setting of Capricorn season, and end with fiery expression of Leo. It's like a journey from the depths of winter into the first strings of spring. Each of these moon phases offer unique opportunities as we move into Cancer's emotional waters. Healing and nurturing spells could be powerful. Stop right there. Notice how none of this says anything about the planets that are, you know what I mean? It just talks about the astrological signs. So this is really good for charting the moon. There's a whole nother one of these just for the moon, but that's keeping every day, dude. Really, I don't give the moon every day. I have to give it in layers of everything. Again, I run all of Hogwarts here. There'd be no time for fucking spiritual studies or anything else. Realistically, I mean, seriously. There's devotees to every source of spirituality and religion, and they think themselves to be the best, but they're limited. They're limited. And we're not going to get into all of that, but the point is to show that the oneness in all things. Not really, you got it right, you got it wrong, blah, 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 blah. If you unite all of this together, you get the one true God, and here's the one way. One way or another, we're gonna find you. Sorry, I can't not sing. It just comes out of my mouth. Okay, moving on. About all of this. During the introspective Capricorn period, you might focus on banishing rituals to clear away what no longer serves you. And when Leo lunar energy arrives, it's a powerful time for confidence boosting and creative magic. Listen to that, bro. Imagine you got 3 friends. All right? A Cancer, a Capricorn, and a Leo walk into a bar, which is what? Our lives. That's in what? 1 month. How can you be stable? Stable horse? This is the year of the horse. How the fuck? What the fuck? How the fuck are you supposed to be stable when you're dealing with Cancer and all their super duper duper emotions? Fucking Lewis and his unbelievable structure of life, and the Leo fucking soap opera, as they call it. I've been listening to this shit. You guys are always some shit. They always be talking about Leo's shit. You guys are like the hidden, you guys are like the Russ of the family. Like, something's going on with the Leos, but nobody ever talks about it. It's like those cousins, bro. The cousins. From where? Fucking Arkansas. I'm not sure what you're up to, but I've heard stories. I hear the whispers. They don't really be talking about it. Everybody else is pretty known, but what about you? You're hiding between the sandwich of the fire of these Aries and the Sagittariuses, and nobody knows shit about these Leos. Get them. Sick them. I'm just saying, in the essence, you have 3 major energies, and that's just in 1 month. Think about Cancer. That's, of course, your cups, your waters, and the deepest. Cancers are so fucking emotional. I live with one. Oh my God. Capricorns are the most bold-headed, structured fucking pinheads ever. Not my boyfriend. I know, he's amazing. Anyways, they're very structured, I'm sure. He brushes his teeth from left to right. And then nobody knows about the Leo, the drama-causing Leos. You got all of this going through your fucking week. You got, in a 4-week period, this is all going to hit you. Okay? Okay. But that's not even showing you the fucking planets that are pushing all this bullshit. Remember, though, that these are suggested based on astrological events. Most important things to listen to is your own intuition and do what feels right for you. Magic is deeply personal, and what works for one person might not resonate with another. That's where I jumped on Wolfman when I first met him. He was saying that on full moons, he does all this magical shit. I was like, that's not what we do on full moons. We do that, he said, for manifesting and all this shit. I was like, no, we don't. We don't do any of that. On the full moon, we take the day off. And he's been watching me do full moon ceremonies ever since. Really? Doesn't matter where I am. In my fucking tent, on the side of the road, I'm always got to do it. Really? So get ready. And that's what I was like, what do we got to do this one? I just did it right there. And days before, I usually do my ceremonies at least 2 days before. Because why? Because the moon rises on the... Never mind. I'm not getting into this. Summary. We could conclude our journey through the magical Yuletide season from the depths of winter solstice to the fiery creativity of the Leo full moon. We're reminded of the cynical nature of life and the constant opportunity for growth and renewal. This time of year, it is... I want to go back to what I told you, and I think it came through you, Russ. It's like, I wonder what Russ is up to. And then I heard myself telling everyone, guys, this is not the time to start any projects. We're supposed to be letting them all fizzle, putting out the fires, letting it all burn down, and waiting for inspiration for the new year. And somehow, when I was wondering about what Russ was doing, I was told he's doing what you said. How did I get that? Because I heard what I said. I mean, maybe. I was wondering. He's been a little quiet. What you got up your sleeves over there, Santa Claus? This time of year, with the introspective energy and promise of returning light, offers a unique chance to connect deeply with ourselves, our goals, and and the natural world around us. The rituals and practices we've explored, from honoring solstice to harnessing the power of the full and new moons, are more than just tradition. They're powerful tools for self-discovery, healing, and manifestation. As we engage in these practices, we align ourselves with the rhythms of nature and the cosmos, tapping into energies far greater than ourselves. It's being available. What do I do out there? I'm opening myself up to receive the blessings of what I know is coming. Meaning, if I sit there and I'm like, all right, I know that it's coming, and I have this intention, this expectation of something real that really exists, and I see how it can come into my life, and I start to believe in this invisible fairy dust, if you will, called energy. I believe that I'm sitting out there and I'm sending off all the right signals, and it's coming to me first. I'm going to get this. I've done everything. I'm sending off the signal. I'm connected to the energy, and I get it. Kinda. Or that's what I'm going to tell you if you sit down next to me. What are we doing? We're sending off a signal and an energetic signal and turning up our frequency so we can be receiving of what's to come. Unless I'm telling you we're fucking cleaning our energy and we're getting rid of all the shit that we've been through and we're trying to accept, our loss and get ready for what's to come. Always doing shit like that. Pretty much. We do this shit a lot, like 13 times a year. There we go. First full moon of the year. All right, what comes in? I don't know. Now we go into some crazy shit. Here comes the tales and traditions. Yule is a season of extreme polar opposites, existing together in contradiction to each other, with paradoxically amplifying the difference and reveals how they are linked. This could go on forever. So we have a story about the aurora lights, which we've been getting visions of. Sedna, power of the abyss. Yeah, that's where I be. Feasts and treats, vegetarian, mushroom, Wellington. Hey, Tinny Tin Tin, fucking Lewis, you're the only Brit we know. What the fuck is a fucking vegetarian Wellington? You're the vegetarian. You're from Wellington, aren't you? As an active vegetarian, I don't know. It's got the whole recipe. I'll cook it for you, Lewis. Let me see your card. Let me see your black card. Oh my God. Oh, say it, Lewis. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it, Lewis. I love you, my Capricorn. You cannot say Capricorn without Lewis being part of this. What? Goat? Yeah. Bullheaded. All right, you want to go head to head? All right, now we got some Black Forest cake. That sounds delicious. What's it made out of? It's a great antidote to cold weather. Served with some hot tea. Do you want some tea or coffee, Lewis? You don't drink sugar. That's probably disgusting if you don't use sugar. Ew, could you drink tea without coffee without nasty? Or another gin fizz. He doesn't drink alcohol either. What do you drink? Goat's milk? I didn't know that was gonna come out. Oh. Imagine if we were really together. I'd never be able to control myself. The thing is, like, I can focus, but if you were right here, oh man, I'd be dead. I'm gonna die one day from this. Anyways, what the fuck is in it? Sugar, eggs, same thing as every other one. Baking soda, all the stuff fucking Lewis doesn't eat. Cocoa powder, vanilla extract, some sour cherries, strain them. What are we making right here? It sounds delicious. All right, one day. I don't know what a gin fizz is. It's a way to start off the evening. Fun and bubbly. Bring your friends and your family to set the mood. What is it? 2 ounces of your favorite gin with lemon juice, simple syrup, white sparkled yolk, reserved from another. What? An egg. Eggheads. A bottle of club soda. I don't like club soda. Lemon peel. No, this sounds very fancy. That doesn't sound like it's going to give me a headache and make me throw up. I don't want that. What do we got? Citrus, something holders, peel gardens. There's all this bullshit. All right, now we got, chakras, sacral chakra. What are we reading about? Yule meditations. At the darkest time of the year, Yule sprinkles the world with colorful lights and holiday cheer. Something, and some more shit. And then it jumps down to chakra meditations. Chakras are energy nodes. Think of them as kind of like joints of your energy and your personal string of holiday lights. Come here, let me light you up. Well, you'll always hear me talking about chakras. We haven't done a chakra teaching in forever, guys. Fuck. It's not bad. Everybody needs to know what a chakra is. Someone like Bobby, he needs to know what a chakra is. Really? Yeah. What are they? Invisible energetic fields or energetic connections that run through your spine. I have a foreign one that I call the Palladian chakra. Really? Yes. There's a bunch of them. And you have to open them and keep them flowing so that you can receive information and flow it through you. That's what it means to turn up your energy, to be a receptor, to be an antenna to the bullshit. Really? Yeah. Let's see. So it talks about it. We're going to have this. Creative meditation is also known as objective meditation. This is a skill on staying focused on one thing to exclude all else, narrowing your attention to a single point. Essentially, you fill up your whole mind with that object so there is no room for anything else. This is very useful thinking to develop, as you also can use it for practical tasks outside of meditation. So, you know what I mean? This is, again, they teach you a bunch of good shit like that. Yule ritual, sunlight, sigils, and sounds. We're getting ready for embolic. So you see all of that, bro, and then we won't have any information in here until we get to embolic, which is what, February 1st? And there's a full moon on it, which is what, the first light. So you see how it was like I needed more. I could only get a couple of days of information out of it, and only days around, you know, the moon information. All right, so we're going to go deep. Let me take a breath. I'm going to read this. I normally don't start in the beginnings, but this is intense. And I love the fact that it has a real fucking calendar in it. Really? I'm always like, write this down. Pick a message. I don't give a fuck. Now I can. Really? Useful, don't you think? Hey, and I just want to point out that I went there and they were having a sale after fucking Christmas sale. Of course, everyone is. Everything was 20% off. So I got it cheaper than it should have been. All right. If you guys want to keep up, and I'm not sure I'm not sure if this is a daily thing. That's some bullshit that I just got pulled into, but it is our next teaching. It's evolving what we've already learned and taking it to the next level, mastering it, because this will be a class that needs to be, you know, a prerequisite. If you wanted to get initiated, you'd have to know this, same as I. All right. I'm going to pull out some cards so that you have some pictures, because the kids like the pictures. Sorry, that was quite mean. Hold on. Let me just get the planets out, and then we can go from there. Really? Yeah, I need the planets. I'm going to be using the cards that I used yesterday or the day before. I don't remember. The Black Moon Lilith cards. Because, again, I told you that they're great for working with all of this. They teach you the planets, the astrological signs, and they teach you alchemy. So simple stuff of like, all right, well, now we know I can go specific with these cards into each of these energies as we're moving through them. We know that this full moon is in Cancer, so we're all in our feeling wheelies. Say, what am I feeling? I feel like I want to love somebody. Oh my God, that's my mom's song. That was a really sad song. Really? Yeah, she loved that song before she died. That was the last song that she played, that was playing on the radio around the time when she died. All right, the moon, Mars, Phoenix, separation, Jupiter, we need that guy. Ovulation, libation, calcination, Black Madonna, Mary Magdalene, peace. Okay. These are just so that you have a visual. I'm going to be reading out of a new book. I'll show you again, and I'll put I'm not going to remember to put it in the link, bro. I got to be fucking fully transparent on this. Didn't I pull out the sun card? Why wouldn't I pull out the sun card? Why? Because it always starts with the sun. All right, pay attention. Introduction to astrology. Oh, God. I don't want to read the first part. Let's jump to the second part. The eight planets, along with the sun and the moon, are actual physical bodies. They represent urges or needs we all have. Cryon also falls into this category. 12 signs of zodiac are sections of the sky, and each is 30 degrees. The sign describes the behavior a planet or house will use to express itself. The 12 houses in a chart tell us where our planets come from. Our planets come to life. Each house represents different life concerns, values, communication, creativity, and so on, that we must live through as life and time progress. Basically, the aspects are angles. Some of the planets will be positioned exact number of degrees apart, forming angles to one another. For example, 180 degrees is a circle divided by 2, and it's called an opposition. A square is 90 degrees and is divided the circle by 4. A trine is 120 degrees and is divided the circle by 3, and so forth. Aspects show the planets and will engage in constant dialogue with each other. The particular aspect that joins them describes the nature of their conversation. Not all planets will will aspect all other planets in the houses. Let's start with the planets. The first building blocks. Now, again, this is a refresher for everyone that started when we started learning all of this with who? Metatron. Can I show you his picture? You know what's intriguing, guys? You will see them at my altar from year 2, but it wasn't until year 3. No, I worked with Melchizedek for quite some time, but it wasn't until year 3 that I accessed Metatron, and there's very few that ever have, but they have always been there. You'll see them in my pictures in my altar since the beginning. I didn't, you know what I mean? I just knew them to be the ascending masters that were working upon and with me. So this is his realm and his teachings. And, after being a student of it during the summer, I'm here to present it. Each planet acts like a director of department in a corporation. And the corporation is, of course, you. For example, Mercury directs your communications department, and Jupiter oversees your abundance and growth department. Why do you think I'm so excited on a fucking Thursday? It's abundance and growth and joy and excitement and exhilaration. The Jupiterian energy, it's amazing. What did we pull yesterday? Jupiter. King of Swords. King of Wands. When you have the need to communicate, you call on your Mercury. When it's time to take risks and grow, you use your Jupiter. Let's meet each other. Let's meet each of the planets individually and take a look at what each job duties fall under each planet's jurisdiction. That's why it's so important to understand what they're doing, because they have an effect on you. You're made up. You have your birth chart, right? It's called a natal birth chart, which shows your planetary substances, we'll say. And based on that, it can show what you're made up of and what you need to do to progress in this life, what you're here to do. It tells you all of that. That's Vedic astrology, all part of his stuff, right? So I try to explain to you on a Sunday, that's God's day, is ruled by this energy. Next will be Monday, which is today. So let's pay attention. Sunday. Every corporation needs an executive director who makes the final decision. The sun is your executive director. The sun is in your chart is your core, your true self. Although each of the planets in your chart is important in its own right, they all take their order, figuratively speaking, from the sun. What's my sun sign? Sagittarius, which is what? Jupiterian. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Really? Yes. Sagittarius and Pisces make up Jupiter. Realistically, so no matter what the rest of my body says, the adventure side of me always wins. The faith side, that side always wins. Really? And you can see it in my chart. There's so much of it. It's unbelievable. I'm more Sagittarian than anything. All right, everyone has the sun sign in the same inner goal, to shine. The house your sun is in shows where you want to do good, where you want to be associated and loved. Your sun and your inner supply of pride and confidence, your identity. The sun is your creative best, enjoying life to its fullest. The sun shows the focus of the moment, where the world's attention will be directed on the particular day. In fact, in Hooray, an electronical, is that what it's called? In Hooray, I don't know, Hooray, or electronical astrology, the two branches of that pertain most to the timing and prediction. The sun represents the day and the moon the hour, and the mid-heaven and the moment in the physical body. The sun rules the heart, upper back, and circulatory system. Right? So that is your solar plexus. No, I guess that couldn't have possibly be, like, as far as we're talking about chakras. But whatever, moving on. So then the next one is, and I didn't pull it out, was the moon. I didn't pull that one out, actually. I looked at it and I was like, no, I don't need the moon. I don't know why I didn't grab it. Why? I don't know, because it was the nodes of the moon. The nodes of the moon is how it changes. It doesn't just stay one, it's reflecting all the time. Speaking of the moon, a good place to meet her and begin to understand her qualities is by the water on a clear night when she's full. Whether you're looking up at her or the silvery patch that creates the shivers in the dance of the water, take a deep breath and allow yourself to be still. She represents the soft interior of each of us that recalls memories, fears, and dreams. She's a lovely lady who oversees the department of feelings. She's the bringer of moods. Who did I say I am? The goddess of the moon. And what do I rule over? Your mind and emotions. Anybody? Okay then. God pushes your action. I'm over there in the stillness of what's fueling it. The great moon word. Her house and placement in your chart reveal how your intuition works, what your emotional needs are, and how you want your needs met. She is the ultimate feminine energy, the part of you that points both to how you were nurtured and how you were nurtured and how you will nurture others. In the body, the moon has jurisdiction over the breast, ovaries, and womb. She also rules over the bodily fluids, the eternal ocean that keeps us alive. Right? Right. She also rules over, I think, Cancer. So you feel like you're a fucking full moon in Cancer? That's dangerous. That's dangerous. Cancer is dangerous anyways. Mercury, right? So you have that's not the way of this, but we're just reading it like this. So this would be Wednesday. I always say it. Wednesday, Mercury. Back when gods and goddesses were thought to be in charge of the affairs of humanity, Mercury shuttered messages between the gods and the mortals. In today's world, Mercury is the computer and the telephone and the internet. He's the internal computer that constantly feeds you data about the world. His position and house in your chart shows how you think and reason and how you express yourself to others. You'll recognize him in your speech patterns, in your handwriting, and in the way you walk. What did I just say? It was something amazing. I was like, dude, write that down. Because moving through your emotions or moving through your environment means communicating with it. He operates through your five senses in your brain, makes you conscious of opposites, light and dark, hot and cold, up and down. He's what you use when you have a conversation, exchange a glance, gesture, or interpret a symbol. Mercury represents the side of you living totally in the present. Yeah? Okay. If you've ever tried to collect mercury after it escaped from a broken thermometer, you've learned something about mercury. Just as your mercury never stops collecting data, those tiny beads you tried so hard to collect back a bit of everything they contacted: dog hair, crumbs, grains of dirt. In the body, mercury also acts as a messenger. It transmits messages through his function as the central nervous system that lets your eyes and hands collaborate and your eyes blink and breathing continue. Really? Yeah. All right, let's talk about Venus. When does Venus? Venus rules over Friday. Venus' splendid energy supplies you with favorite people, places, and things. If you want chocolate, music, flannel sheets, or the coworker you've got a mad crush on, it's your Venus that tells you how to get it. Venus enjoys beauty and comfort. She shows how to attract and what you love, especially people, when you're being charming, whether by using manners or by adoring yourself. She's in charge of all behavior that is pleasing to others: social chit chat, smiles, hugs, and kisses. Whenever you're pleased, satisfied, or content enough to purr, it's your Venus who made you feel that way. Since money is one of those ways that draw objects we love to us, she also is in charge of finances. Venus relates to your senses: sight, smell, taste, touch, sound, the body receptors. After all, it's all the senses that tell us what feels good and what doesn't. Venus responds to your desire for beautiful surroundings, comfort, clothing, and fine art. Am I going to read too much of this? Nope, we're going just through the planets, guys. I can't even get into the houses right now. Mars is in charge of your self-discipline or your self-defense and action department. That's why I have such a strong masculine side. It's in charge of my self-defense and action department. He is a warrior who fights back when you're attacked. You see so much of it. He has ran most of my life. Your own personal SWAT team. Your Mars energy can make you brave, courageous, and daring. His placement in your chart describes how you act on your own behalf. He's concerned only with you, and he does not consider the size, strength, or ability of whomever or whatever you're up against. He's the side of you that initiates all activity. He's also in charge of how you assert yourself and how you express your anger. And that's it. You want to go to war with the god of war? All right, goddess of war. Realistically, I mean, I was created of the fucking planet. It was my last planet. What do you want to talk about? Anyways, let's see. Wherever he is in your chart, you find constant action. Mars pursues. He shows you how to do things. He charges through situations. He's headstrong planet, corresponds with the head, blood, and the muscles. So Aries over there, big ass fucking weenie ass, sorry, Wolfman always wants to say that, you know, he's all powerful because he's ruled by Mars. Well, so is Scorpio, and look at both of you. Look at both of you. How are you using this energy to take action? In what direction are you taking action? You look like you're just running around in circles, and he can't go nowhere. Both of you are. Oh my God. Probably have the same fucking flyer miles. Oh, runners. Anyways, moving on to my favorite planet of all times, Jupiter. Jupiter is called the great benefit, I don't know. And he's the head department of abundance and growth. He is the side of you that's positive, optimistic, and generous. He's where you keep your supply of laughter, enthusiasm, and high spirits. It's Jupiter's expansive, high-spirited energy that motivates you to travel, take classes, and meet new people. Wherever he is in your chart, is a place where you have extensive network of friends and associates. Folks you can visit, count on, and learn from. Jupiter is the side of you that you will probably cause you to experience the grass is greener syndrome. Your Jupiter is also what you're using to find yourself being excessive or wasteful, overdoing, or blowing something out of proportion. Words like to, meaning to, TOO, and always are properties of Jupiter and are more and better in the general. This planet just loves to make things bigger. In the body, Jupiter corresponds with the liver, organs that filter what you take in and rid your body of excess. Jupiter also handles physical growth. All right, moving on. Now my favorite, Saturn on a Saturn day. When's Jupiter? Thirsty Thursday, people. Saturn represents withholding, and resistance to change. He heads the boundaries and rules department. Locate Saturn in your chart to find out where you built walls to keep out change, where you may segregate yourself at times, where you're most likely to say no. Your Saturn is the authority inside of you, the spot where you may inhibit or stall yourself throughout life. Most often, sorry, I can't read. Pick up the book. I was reading from far away. Most often because you fear failure and would rather not act at all than act inappropriately. Act a fool, says Lilith. This planet teaches you to have respect for your elders, to follow rules and do things right the first time. Whenever Saturn is in your chart, is a place where you feel respectful, serious, and conservative. Your Saturn placement is where you know that you should never embellish the facts and never act until you absolutely sure you're ready. No, she didn't. I'll take care of it. That is so not cool. Did she give anyone warning? She probably was. That's what I'm wondering. Because, like, if not, she might just be, like, getting older.
Maybe something you did.
No. She just drank a bunch of water. That's what I mean. She's incontinence as they get older, maybe. I don't know. We'll keep an eye out. Sometimes she does it just out of spite. Hers is where you're like, damn, really? Yeah, have you ever had a dog? Here is where you won't expect something for nothing. Saturn is also where you're at your most disciplined, when you'll teach yourself the virtues of patience, endurance, and responsibility. Because this planet because this planet is so fond of boundaries, it is also the planet in charge of organization, structures, and guidelines. In the physical body, Saturn corresponds with the bones, the skin, those structures that hold your body together. What do we got next? Uranus. Maybe. There's a spot in everyone's chart where independence is the order of the day, where rules are made specifically to be broken, and where personal freedom is the only way to go, regardless of consequence. Here's where you'll surprise even yourself at the things that you'll say and do. Meet Uranus, head of department of One Never Knows, the place in your chart where shocks, surprises, and sudden reversals are regularly fair. One never knows. That's really where I'd probably be a lot, with my head up my ass, huh? Your Uranus energy is what wakes you up to how confined you feel, breaks you out of the rut you're in, and sets you free. He's a computer wizard and involved in mass communication. Where he's strong in your chart, you will be strong too. Here is where where you'll have genius potential, where you'll be bold enough to ignore the ways to solve the problem and instead find a whole new way. Major scientific and technological breakthroughs like space programs and internet were inspired by Uranus. In the body, Uranus rules over the lower part of the legs, including the calves and ankles, your kinkles. And he Do you remember? I so remember. What was it? We were doing a teaching on the astrology signs, and they were talking about the physical traits that each of these signs have. And I was like, what's wrong with your kinkles? I remember that moment. What sign was it? I don't know. It was right up there with the fat necks. It was super funny. Anyways, he co-rules with Mercury, the central nervous system. Ew, interesting. All right, here we go with Neptune. I just want to point out, look at the signs. They're very fucking, I'm just saying. Really? Yes. And then you put Pluto in there and they're all creepy. I feel like they're alien signs, don't you? Anyways, Neptune. The time you hear yourself sigh and feel yourself slipping into a daydream, think of Neptune. I told you, it's a sleepy energy. It's like the sleepy juice. It's like someone snuck you in a fucking brownie, or that shit was indica, or I got the itis, or I don't know, somebody was smoking in my face. I feel real tired. Seriously? Yeah, it's nap time. It's fucking melatonin, fucking chamomile or something. There's something in this fucking planet. This is the planet in charge of romance, nostalgia, and magic. Although her official title is the head department of avoidance and fantasy. Oh, that's nice. She also offers one of the most creative energies you own. Wherever she is in your chart is where you're psychic. Where am I psychic? In all parts of, just kidding. It's also where you're capable of amazing compassion and sensitivity for beings and creatures less fortunate than yourself. It's where you'll be drawn into charity or volunteer work because you realize you are part of a bigger plan. That's where there's no boundaries between you and what's out there. The combination of sensitivity and harsh reality doesn't always mix well. This may also be a place where you'll try to escape. Sleep, meditation, and prayer are the highest use of her energies. Also, alcohol and drugs are associated under her jurisdiction. Neptune's place in your chart is where you equally capable of fooling around or fooling all the people around you all the time and being fooled yourself. In the body, Neptune is the moon's co-ruler or co-rules fluids. Neptune is also connection with poisons and viruses that visibly infiltrate our bodies and with the body's immune system, which is how we keep our barriers intact. Told you, it's a dreamy energy. No, it's a sleepy energy. It's fucking dangerous. Really? It's a sleepy juice. It's that shit. It's the Jesus juice that Bill Cosby was giving. Oh my God, I'm 3 for 3 right now, bro. I just can't remember the other two. What's going on? I'm processing too much information. I can't use my own brain. I'm just using the superconscious to push words out. Really? Yes. Pluto is the head department of death, destruction, and decay. All right, so listen to me. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto and Mars. Death, 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 destruction, and decay, but as well as action and drive and aggression and movement. How come nothing's dying in your life? You're like going against everything you're made up of. You could have seen why I would be attracted to such a movement. But he's not moving, so it's not very attractive at all. Anyways, Pluto is the head department of death, destruction, and decay. He is in charge of things that have to happen and the disposes of situations that have gone past the point of no return, where only solution is to let go. He oversees sex, reincarnation, recycling, regeneration, and rejuvenation. Pluto's spot in your chart is a place where intense, inevitable circumstances will arrive to teach you about agony and ecstasy. Is that you, my devil? Really, it comes in the form of a man in your life. It could be a man or woman in your life. Anyways, Pluto places in your chart. Really? Yeah. It's like I'm serious. Anyways, Pluto placing. I always can know what he's up to based on this. Why? I don't know. He goes with that energy has a lot to effect on him because he's, I guess, not by coincidence, but by design, he's made up of so much water. So the waters push him to, they flood him. Open the floodgates. Pluto's place in your chart is where you'll be in a state of turmoil and evolution, where there will be ongoing change. This is a side of you that realizes, like it or not, life goes on after tremendous loss. It is the side of you that will reflect in your losses down the road and try to make sense of them. Most importantly, since Pluto rules life, death, and rebirth, here's where you'll understand the importance of the process. You'll be amazingly strong where your Pluto is. He's a well of concentrated transforming energy. In the body, Pluto is associated with the reproductive organs, since he is where the invisible process of life and death begins. It is also in charge of puberty and sexual maturity. He corresponds with plutonium. So as I'm trying to explore my sexual maturity, what do they bring in? A Scorpio. They're made for that, You're not doing what you were made for. What the fuck were you made for? Anyways, now we're going to stop there. Why? Because, oh man, it just goes on. This is like a whole teaching. I'll spend all day reading it. Next is the signs, which are the polarities of masculine and feminine, the qualities of the cardinal, fixed, and mutable, and the elements. Yeah? And then we're going to have to go into Aries, Taurus, Gemini, all of the signs. You need to understand the signs. Really? Yeah, let's just talk about me, because I'm all about me. It's a masculine sign. I'm a masculine energy. I'm mutable, but I'm fire. What's the difference between me and him? He's a masculine energy, but he's cardinal and he's fire. He's ruled by Mars. I'm ruled by Jupiter. We're totally full of different energy, bro. Just because we're under the fire doesn't mean we're made of the same kind of fire. My fire burns. That's that moment. It was Thor to Hulk. It's like, no, you're like a puny fire. I'm like a smoldering fire. And then we have the houses. Really? Yup. All of the shit that I was trying to figure out through Metatron that I had to learn individually comes in one book. Really? It usually does. And then we're going to learn the aspects and the trades and the 4 building blocks of this. The conjunctions. When they're saying that Saturn is conjunction with some bullshit, what the fuck are you talking about? It has to do with degrees and a mixture of shit, which goes back to absolute basic fucking geometry. It's not sacred. It's just geometry that, you consider sacred because nobody fucking listens to anymore. It's sacred. Just like the Bible, right? Then there's the transition. So the sun transit, the moon's transit, the Mercury's transit. How long does this go on? A long time. Then we got the retrogrades, all of this. There's pages and pages of this before we even ever start the fucking chart. We're off the charts, really? But we got to get ready by the 1st, don't you think? It starts on the 1st. Jesus Christ. Really? Yeah, so where's it start? Overview of 2026. It starts with the planets overview and everything. What's more important, bro? What's going on right now, or what's what's about to happen? And that's where you have to say is like, you can't really plan for it because you won't be prepared for it if you don't handle today's shit. There is so much in here, you guys. We don't even get to the week of January 1st until page 43. I can read it, but can you understand it? I don't know. I'm going to give it all to you because we only have a couple days to give it to you. And it is basically what it is everything combined that I was putting into pieces during the summer. So it's, again, it's an accelerated version of what we started. We're taking it to the new level, and everybody needs to know this. We're going to learn stuff we haven't learned, refresh what we do know, as I told everyone, and then we can start reading this accordingly. But it goes by weeks, so that's good. It's not every fucking day. It goes by the weeks. So we'll just have this as a weekly teaching after we get through these really difficult days of astrology. But you need to. It's the beginning of the whole new year. You need to know this, right? Right. And then when we get to that place, we can be at a place where we can sit there. We'll just look at this date, for example. And we can know the energy, just like my tutorials. Why is my camera delaying? Do you see that? That was weird. We'll be able to know the energy just by the signs. We'll be scientific. Get it? Scientific. Just by being able to read the signs. That's like my notorious. If we could read those cards, we could know that card fully by just all of the planetary and all of the sigils and symbols that are on that card. Really? Yeah. And notice how it shifts, right? So like, for example, August 7th. All right, so we could say 8th because it's 8/8. It's your favorite date. So look at how through the time, the energy shifts. It's like you can know that what's happening with people. This is, what do they call it? They use monitoring spirits for shit like this. It's like, how do you want to know what's going on with me? Check the planets. It's pushing me. I do whatever the planets do. I'm ruled by the planets, and you know what I mean? I spend all my time out there feeling the energy. What energy? This. Where's it all coming from? Here, and then the layers of time. Right? So as we do this, look at it. It's got all kinds of shit on the back of it. Really? Oh man, we're going to be like scientists, dude. We're going to be, and what did I say yesterday? What did I say? I'm manifesting an astronomer to help me understand the planets and the star systems that I'm connecting with out there. That would be amazing. I was actually just watching this movie called Deep Impact. It's an old ass movie. It was about a comet coming through, and this kid discovered it. Him and his little girlfriend were out there staring at the stars, and they're like, no, that's not it. She's like, no, that's that. She's like that. She's naming the star. She's like, nope. And sure enough, it wasn't. It was a comet. And, the person to discover it, it gets named after. So realistically, look at this. What day is this? June 21st is packed with so much shit. Don't fucking plan anything for June 21st because you're going to be going through a lot of energy. Do you see that? Starting at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, 3, 4, 10, fucking 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 2, 3, 8. That's a shitty ass day. And that's where it is. It's how come you're not on track? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm on track. Get on track. Exactly. I'm on a planetary track. Finding steps, and dude, it goes on forever. Really? Always and forever. Yeah, but this is going to be a weekly teaching after we get through these couple of days. So I'm designating the next couple days to astrology. If you don't like it, go get a fucking life. Go learn something else. This is what we need. Really? Yeah, we don't know how to read shit like this. We don't know plant. We'll be able to go in and talk with the scientists, bro. Come here. Come here. Come here. We can draw the little symbols. They'll know. We know their language. We speak science. Science is a religion, and they would tell you that themselves. It's certain. It has certainty to it. And that's the same as God. God is certain. Never failing. Certain. Wondrous, but certain. Same as the fucking, you know what I mean? What's out there. Realistically, yeah, it's going to be great. All right, so I'm going to teach you all that, and that's what we got, and that's what God made me do, and God bless you and America too. Really? Yeah, go fuck off. I just gave you a whole hour of shit. I'm going to give you another hour of shit later and some more shit, but not right now. We can't just overflood the shit because it's not the most important shit. It's extremely important so that we know what we're talking about going forward. Why? Because I teach you how to magically work with that shit. Really? Yes. And in that, we're still learning a lot of other shit. I'm supposed to end on a Metatron card. Why? Because obviously it's Metatron that's guiding us. What the fuck are you thinking? And I just spent fucking money on these cards. Where's the rest of these? So again, there's lots of ways that you can learn this. You're not going to learn it. I feel like poking holes at you, Wolfman. It's like you have one deck of cards that you've carried for 3 years. Are you ready to expand your awareness? You can't know this. You can't know the tree of life without knowing this. And especially getting into the highest levels where I occupy with the ascending masters are. Really? Yes. So, we're still doing that, and we're still discovering a very dark level of Santa Muerte, which is a gateway into darkness, and we're not sure who's feeding on the other side. I'm not in a hurry to find out what's feeding humanity on the other side, who's granting their fucking fleshly desires, and what's the payment. People are coming up. My first introduction to this is a person saying they're haunted by this fucking entity. They used to pray to them, and they just want to know if they're okay. I asked them if anything bad was happening. They could not answer the question. I went looking for answers and found out there is definitely something on the other side of this fucking doorway. What is it? I don't want to know right yet. Do you? Go fucking pray to it and find out what it wants from you. It's like, you want to get beamed up by Scotty? Not yet. Not yet. I'm still scared of Scotty. Who's Scotty? Scotty Pippen and shit. Where we at? Action. Movement is needed. Today? No. Tomorrow in a Mars energy. We're doing shit tomorrow when we have the energy to do it. Really? Yeah, I told you God gave me a lot of energy. I'm really tired now, though. Really? I really am. I did a lot of great stuff, but it was just built up emotional energy. It wasn't physical energy. It was just emotional energy I was running off of, which is, you'll know the difference. If you're angry, you're boosted with a different kind of adrenaline than if you're excited or if you're fearful. They're all different types of energy that are flowing through you. Really? Yeah. So what were you emotional about? I mean, I went through a lot of emotions. It was a lot of ups and downs. I was a little tripping on the fact that I had to quit my job. I faced the fucking demon. That was an up and down. Then I went over, oh fuck, I forgot to fucking send that paperwork fucking again. I'm going to get in trouble for this, dude. I really am if I don't do it by first thing in the morning. Realistically, yeah, I sent some of it, but not all of it. I'm really bad at this. Communications. Help me, Mercury. And then I went into, my next appointment, and it was all ups, and it's like, cool. And then I started to ground it. And then before I knew it, I was up again doing something else. So I haven't actually it's just been a really roller coaster type day. For real. Tomorrow is going to be filled with energy. I already planned to do laundry and whatever else I haven't really finished today. And that's kind of it. I like the fact that everything's moving at a slower pace. It's still moving, and it'll still happen way too fast. But I know that I can't get a job any faster than I get the training, and I know that I don't get the training until another 2 weeks. So I know that I'm working towards it, but I don't have to push too hard. I can see something now. It was a couple of days, and that's where I said is like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. And that was it. I only stayed in the not knowing for about 4 or 5 days until I know what my next assignment. What are you going to do between now and then? God will fill those days. I assure you of that. But I know what my real task is. And that's it, between now and then. And that's where it is. And I also have an appointment with my housing navigator, which will open that area of my life, reopen that. We closed that down only to reopen it and try some, with a different directive. We were looking for 3 bedrooms. And we were doing something, we were going in a different direction. Now we're going to reevaluate. It's a new year. We're going to go in a new direction. Meaning what? I need a 2-bedroom with a furnished basement. I need it to extend to 4 bedrooms. I need a 4th bedroom for expansion of my family, my business, my future. That's it. It's cool as fuck, and I'll tell her. She already knows me to be what I am. I'm very open with these people. I tell them I'm a spiritualist. I tell them I'm a witch. I tell them all this stuff. I can literally go in and tell this type of person. You know what I mean? It's my spiritual understanding of my destiny, and what I've been working hard for is the expansion of my family. I want this to be long term, and I want to see if we can make this happen. Let's, I can take. They have their own list of housing that they typically deal with, but I can go outside the perimeters and find anyone. As I'm sitting here, my hand is itching. My good hand is itching. An angel shaking my hand. I can go out of the perimeters. I might have to do more work, but that's her job as well, now that she's back in charge of being my housing navigator. And when I tell her to search the perimeters further into some of these, you know what I mean, smaller outskirt towns, if I'm considering something like Longmont, which still kind of smells kind of, like fucking farm animals stuff. I don't know. There's still some more. I'm going to open up some more possibilities instead of staying in the suburbs and shit. And I'm going to change some of that. I don't remember what day I had that appointment, but it's on my calendar. Things are progressing, but just not fast. And they never do. And if they do too fast, and that's what I said, all of this is happening too fast. I'm fearful of all of this. I'm not ready for this to happen before Christmas. Please, God, don't make this happen before New Year's. I'm not ready for all of this. But no matter what, I continue to push it to be ready until I got to that. And I said, as long as I don't feel bad or I don't get a funky feeling, then we're going to move forward. I got there and it was a funky feeling and it was an all stop. And that may not have made sense to any of you, but that's my guiding system. That's what keeps the deer safe in the hunting season, is knowing when to go and when not to. No, we're not going any further. It's dangerous. That's it. It's just instinctive, you know what I mean? Intuitional pools, but that's not true. You just know. This doesn't feel right. We're not going this way. Well, what are we going to do? We'll figure it out, but we're not going that way. We'll wait. We're not going that way. And that's just it. Finding another way. We'll talk about this card tomorrow. And again, we're going to be diving in deeper to give everybody a catch up on astrology. It's not Vedic astrology, but we will be able to make the crossover into Vedic astrology after we've get a full understanding of where Western astrology is. And then when we jump over to Vedic astrology, we'll understand where the conversion happened, how we got from there to there. They only changed it a little bit based on the new planets. And realistically, why is that so hard to believe? Vedic astrology based way back, you know what I mean, off the planets they could see in their sky. New planets are creating at all times, as they just discovered this little blue one between, on the outskirts of Neptune. How is a planet formulated? It's just magnetism. The dust comes together and creates a mass big enough that can harness life. Ta-da! So Vedic astrology only went off of the original planets, and then we, in a Western astrology, went off of the newer planets. We incorporated those planets, but we also went off of different time zones. Yeah, because we like to play with time. We like to save time. Daylight savings. What is it? But at least I'm not pregnant. Good point. Life baby kicking my ass, but at least I'm not pregnant. That's a good point. It's the goal, isn't it, though? So we'll talk about what actions to take tomorrow. I'll get some more on that, and we're going to go deeper into the teachings of Metatron and astrology and understanding planetary influences on a daily, weekly basis. Yes, we're including more studies in our studies. Why? To be honest, I was getting a little bored. I needed something new. It's not that I collect this shit, but we can't be talking about, all kinds of shit all the time. We're nowhere near where I want to sit around talking about people's addictions without getting triggered or bothered. I don't want to sit around reading that shit yet. We're not there. As far as psyches of the mind, we're not, I have all this stuff to get you in, but I can't take you all the way in. It doesn't have to do with me. It has to do with you. And the fact that you're not the only person on my page listening. You know what I mean? If we were doing individual sessions, then we could dig into individual, types of teachings, but I have to keep them collective and keep them on the surface where they're digestible. And when they get a little far, just like earlier, I start losing people, which I have no problem with. But at the same time, the point is to bring them in, not pushing them away. Really? Yeah, and I don't want to give you too much that, you know, gets you to the point where you're like, all right, my mind doesn't believe anything she's ever said. Because you get to a point where you can't believe one thing, you don't believe anything anymore. Really? Yeah, total rejection. You're rejecting this organ. I'm trying to give you an organ transplant and you're totally rejecting it. Something like that. It can happen. Really? I'm not trying to do anything but get you closer to God and help you understand God in all ways. Know what I'm really doing over here. And I'm trying to help you understand, you know, when it comes to this type of shit, this is like eliminating the powers in astrologers and tarot readers and all of that bullshit. Showing you where do they get their power? From the knowing of what's going on around us. And you can know too. Really? Why do you think I teach so many classes on tarot? So you can take that away from them and empower yourself. Take their power and use it to empower yourself. I don't teach you the way they use it. I teach you how it's supposed to be used so that you can use it to empower yourself daily. Let me pull 3 cards, see what my focus is today, and watch this play out throughout the day. Let me see how God plays in my day. 1 card at a time if you need, taking the journey. And that's what we do too. Hey, I love you guys. Have a great rest of your moon day energy. I'm not even worried about this. I'm seriously going to take a bath and go finish that movie. What was it? Deep Impact? It's an old ass movie. I know. I'm old. I don't have a memory, dude. I can remember, I have these figments of like, I remember this from my time. I remember commercials. I remember people talking about this. I don't know if I watched it. So when I tap into it, it takes me back to a time when this was relevant, when this was actually on TV, when you know, people were going to the movies or talking about this. This was in commercials. They were getting awards for such stupid shit.
Take her water away at night.
It might be, or she might just having some incontinence issues. I'm not really sure.
She's old. You know?
That's what I'm saying. She might be getting older and she can't hold it long enough. But she didn't seem to give us any sign of she needed to go. She usually just come right next to me because I understand that. She used to do shit like that on purpose. Like if I would tell her, no, I'm not taking you outside with me, she'd turn around and go piss in the room just to be a bitch. Really? Yeah. So I don't know if she really needed to go or if she was just, CJ pissed her off and wouldn't share his fucking pepperonis with her or something. Really? I mean, she's got a mind of her own, don't you think? I don't know if I want to take away her water or put a diaper on her. I think she's just being a stubborn asshole. But either way, I'm going to be the one on my hands and knees scrubbing this fucking spot because I don't want to smell that shit. And I definitely don't want to step in that shit. Realistically, nope. I'm kind of a Cinderella when it comes to that type of shit. For real, I mean, I don't like the dirty shit. I'm not gonna let the kids leave a mess. That's gonna end up on me. I'm not. No. Really, life's full of shit, don't you think? Hey, I love you guys. Have a good night. I'll catch you guys tomorrow with the Mars Day energy. Laters, haters. What is it?